Good morning, children. As we are dealing with Unit 11 heat, today our topic is specific heat. Before going to this particular topic, what we have studied in previous class, let me recapitulate it. We have studied a relationship between temperature and kinetic energy. How kinetic energy of molecules, how that particular relation exists. By performing two activities, we frame a relation that is nothing but what? Kinetic energy of molecules is directly proportional to temperature. How it is proportional? By doing those two activities we have understood. Now, today we are here to enter into a new topic. The topic is called as specific heat. What is called as specific heat? It is denoted with small s. We can give it up. Specific heat can be defined as, it is nothing but what? Specific heat of a substance is nothing but what? Amount of heat required. We are getting certain quantity of heat required, amount of heat. Heat is measured in Q. Therefore, amount of heat required to raise temperature. We are raising temperature there itself of 1 unit mass by 1 unit. That is called as specific heat of a substance. Specific heat of a substance is nothing but what? Amount of heat required to raise a temperature of unit mass of substance by 1 unit is called as specific heat. This specific heat can be depends upon three factors there itself. First one is nature of substance or material. What will be the particular material there? It may be all metals to take it up. If I am taking lead is a metal, as well as aluminium is a metal, different material. It is formed. Similarly, brass is also different material. Glass is also different material. Therefore, depending upon the nature of material, it will be that existing. The specific heat of a substance can be explained clearly. Second one is what? Nature of mass of the substance, how much quantity of mass we are taking. Whether we are taking 10 grams, 20 grams, 250 grams, 450 grams, 500 grams, 1 kilogram. In that particular way, how much quantity of mass we are taking, it depends upon that. Third one is nothing but what? It depends upon temperature of substance also. At what degree centigrade the temperature is increasing. At room temperature, how the particular body exists, and as the temperature rises, for every minute, we can change in temperature takes place. Therefore, depending upon these three factors, specific heat of a substance can be defined. And for individually, if you go for lead, it will have its own specific heat of a substance. Individually, for aluminum, it has its own specific heat of substance. For individually, for brass material, it will be having different. That means individually, depending upon the nature of material, specific heat of a substance can be exist. Now coming to the particular one, by using specific heat of a substance, if we go for specific heat of a substance, the quantity of heat produced, the quantity of heat required to raise temperature there, depending upon mass, it is directly proportional to mass of a substance at constant temperature. If a maintaining temperature is equal to constant, then quantity of heat required will be directly proportional to the mass of the substance, how much you have taken there itself. If mass is 20 grams or 50 grams, it will be having a quantity of heat. If mass is 500 grams, it will be having different temperature. Therefore, as heat increases, mass also increases there itself at constant temperature if you take it up. Similarly, quantity of heat required is also dependent upon what? Temperature where I am keeping mass constant. When I am keeping mass constant for each minute, If we check it up temperature, slightly the temperature increases. Therefore, depending upon these two things, we can frame an equation that is nothing but what? Quantity of heat is directly proportional to mass of a substance as well as temperature. Delta T indicates change in temperature also. Therefore, if I remove this by the proportionality constant symbol here, Q is equal to S into M into delta T, where S is called as nature of substances and M is called as mass of the substance. Delta T is nothing but what? Temperature of the substance. From all these things are required. S indicates what I said there itself, specific heat of a substance. What substance you have taken? If I have taken lead, it will be having different. If I have taken mercury, it will be having different. If I am taking aluminum, it will be having different. Depending upon the nature of material, it can be get exist. Therefore, S is equal to formula. I need only S. Keep S here. These two things bring down. Therefore, Q by delta T into M will give us the formula for specific heat of a substance. And if you go for units for this one, specific heat of a substance can be made in CGS system. It can be measured as what? Calorie per Celsius into gram. How we got calorie per Celsius into gram? We know that Q is measured in what? Quantity of it is measured in CGS system is what? Calorie. That's the reason I placed here calorie. Temperature is measured in what? Celsius scale I placed it up. Mass is measured in CGS gram as what? Grams. Therefore, calorie per degree Celsius into gram will give us unit for specific heat. Simultaneously, if we go for what? SI units there itself. SI units if we go for calorie, Q, it is measured in what? Either in kilocalorie or joule it is measured. Temperature, it is measured in what? Kelvin scale we are taking absolute temperature. Mass is measured in what direction there? Kilograms were taken. Therefore, kilocalorie per Kelvin dot kg we can take it up, or joule per Kelvin dot kg can be the unit of SI system in specific heat of substance. It will be there. If you frame a relationship there itself between CGS system as well as SI system, we get 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius is equal to 1 kilocalorie per kg into Kelvin. If you frame it up, we know that 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule. Therefore, what? 4.2 into kg, 10 to the power of 3 per joule per kg per Kelvin. At last, 1 calorie per gram per degree centigrade is equal to 420 joule per kg per Kelvin. It will be existing. This is the total introductory what we are going to study regarding the topic there. Based upon this specific heat, we are having 2 activities. We are having how many activities there? 2 activities there will be there. That is activity 5 and activity 6. In further classes, we are going to study about activity 5, how the nature of material plays a vital role. In activity 6, how the mass of a substance as well as temperature plays a vital role. We can understand clearly, we can study thoroughly. Let me go into the particular topic. Okay, children, till now we have studied about definition of specific heat and in CGS system and on what factors it depends. Simultaneously, units in CGS system as well as SI system and relation between CGS and SI system we have studied. We have clearly studied that specific heat of a substance depends upon 3 factors. One is nature of substance, second one is mass of substance, third one is temperature of substance. Temperature, what else we are applying it up. Now coming to our activity 5 within specific heat. It mainly gives information about what? Nature of substance. Here which is playing a role there? Nature of substance is playing a role, vital role. Vital role is played by nature of substance. Coming to that particular one, I have taken 2 test tubes, I have taken there itself. Within these 2 test tubes, equal quantity of 50 grams of oil I have taken in one test tube and 50 grams of water I have taken in another test tube. Already we have performed an activity 4 based upon oil as well as water, where oil has low capacity of heat when compared to that of water. We have already studied that particular activity. So 50 grams of oil are taken, 50 grams of water are taken, equal quantity in 2 test tubes. Then afterwards I am taking 2 thermometers, fixing with what? 1 whole rubber cock. With 1 whole rubber cock I am fixing them in firmly there itself and placing it in a stand. Then afterwards I am taking a huge container. Within that some quantity of water I have taken. For that water, I am heating that water, heat up that water, such that the temperature attained by that particular water must be equal to 80 degrees centigrade. Up to that 80 degrees Celsius, up to that temperature attained, heat this particular water there. Take that particular water in what? Transparent container. Then fix these 2 test tubes, 2 retard stands, and immerse them in water at equal interval of time. Towards one side I fix this test tube to retard stand, towards another side I fix another test tube containing of 50 grams of water to retard stand, place them in water at equal interval of time. A care must be taken that 2 test tubes has to be immersed in water at equal interval of time. Then afterwards, observe the reading there itself, observations. If you go for observation, here I am giving it as what? Observation there. What we can observe here. Up to how many minutes you have to place this for a test tube in 80 degrees centigrade temperature? After 3 minutes you place it up. After 3 minutes, just observe. First of all, observe the quantity of heat supplied to water as well as oil. If you go for quantity of heat, amount of heat given to 2 substances, one is oil, other one is water, will be remaining as what? As same. And equal interval of time. Within the time interval is equal to how many minutes are taken there? 3 minutes. Equal interval of time and quantity of heat supplied also will be equal for both oil as well as water. Later on, the second observation, as we are giving equal amount of heat for both substances, water as well as oil, of 50 grams each in equal interval of time, but also we'll observe that there will be rising temperature of oil. If you measure the temperature, if you see the readings within the level of mercury level in thermometers, if you observe, we'll observe clearly that, for example, for oil, the rising temperature will be a little bit higher compared to that of what? Water. This is rising temperature, we can give it up of oil. This is a rising temperature of water I have given there itself. If you compare the reading by seeing the Celsius, either it is a Celsius thermometer or Fahrenheit thermometer or Kelvin thermometer, if you observe the reading, we will observe that rising temperature of oil will be greater than that of rising temperature of water. What made them to increase temperature? Why the rising temperature has taken place for oil if you are maintaining within an equal amount of heat only? We are allowing equal amount of heat has to be supplied for 2 test tubes at equal interval of time. But also as oil has low capacity of heat, it rises up fast and it falls down fast. But compared to that of water, already we have seen that one in activity 4. Therefore, we can conclude that temperature in oil is greater than that of temperature in water, but we can conclude that the rising temperature mainly depends upon nothing but what? Nature of material. what type of nature we are taking material. Depending upon the nature of material, the quantity of heat applied, temperature rises, mainly depends. That's the reason I said starting itself only while explaining specific heat concept. Nature of substance, if I take lead material, it has its own temperature and it has its own temperature there. If you go for another substance called as brass, it has its own, the quantity of heat taken by that one will be differ. If I take a glass, it has its own temperature. It is made up of different material. Temperature also will be rise up. Therefore, depending upon the substance, nature of substance, rising temperature also will be taken place. By this we understood that we conclude one topic, that is what in specific one factor. What is that factor? Quantity of heat absorbed by a body, quantity of heat required can be directly proportional to what nature of material. Depending upon nature of material, it can be get changes continuously. By this we have completed this activity. Thank you children, as we have watched, as we have completed activity 5. Within this activity 5 we have studied clearly that nature of substance will play a vital role in increasing temperature if same amount of heat is also applied. In next activity we are going to discuss how there will be variation in change in mass as well as change in temperature. We'll see it in next activity. Till the time, watch this video continuously, repeated times, and try to get clarity on the topic. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.